Hello and welcome to the NFL Preview Show powered by Oddschecker. I'm Tom Julian. This is Ben McClymont. And Ben, we are here once again looking at all the action from week 3 and looking ahead to week 4 as well.
Yep, exciting times, and a big thing happened this week, Tom. The Cleveland Browns won a game of football.
What's happening? What's happening in the NFL, Ben, when the Browns are winning, the Pats are losing, the world's turned on its head?
The Bills are thrashing people.
The Bills are good again, or are
Not
they?
good again, no.
Who knows? Let's talk about that Cleveland Browns 21-17 in the Thursday night football matchup against the New York Jets. Ben, you watched it from first to last down. How did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. I did not intend to watch it from first to last down. I kind of needed to do something the next day, but when Baker Mayfield came in, I couldn't not stop watching. Tyrod Taylor was 4 for 14 with 19 yards.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
He threw for 19 yards. And they kept scheming up these horrible plays on like 3rd and 6 where he'd like RPO or kind of like run pass option, and then he'd run himself and it would go nowhere. And they did it like at least 3 times. It just was horrible. And then he went down with a weird looking concussion injury.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look like his head got kind of really bashed, but it's like
Do we
Hugh
think-
Jackson was just get off, come on, get in the tent.
Do we think that this was an actual concussion, or do you think it was like, all right,
I think
Tyrod,
if
you've had enough?
Mayfield went out there and threw a pick straight away.
Yeah.
Taylor comes out for the start of the second half.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of think. But didn't happen. Mayfield came out, led a drive straight away, and he made some outrageous throws. Like it wasn't like suddenly the field was open. He made a couple of really tight throws to Landry, got Njoku involved in the passing game straight away, and then in the second half they couldn't be stopped, and it just looked like it was their time.
Yeah, it's exciting. Everyone kind of has that feel-good factor about the Browns because it got to the point where they hadn't won in 2 years, and it was just sad at this point, wasn't it? It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
You just wanted them to win, and the Jets obviously are no major force, but this has been coming for the Browns. You know, they played well in their first 2 weeks, and now they're off the mat, as they say, and hopefully the Browns can kick on from it.
Yeah, hopefully. And I think there's a few things they can lean on. The defense being one. Garrett's now got 4 sacks for the season, so that's joint leading the NFL. Defense, another 2 interceptions this week. Ward, the new cornerback, first round pick, looks great. Jarvis Landry, another 100-yard game. Hyde ran for 98 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and he's hit a baby on the way as well, so it's nice.
My goodness.
Nice for him.
Yeah, what a day.
But yeah, I think it also helped that Darnold didn't whip their ass and it'd be like, oh, well, you passed another top quarterback. Yeah. It looks like they've made a good decision at the quarterback, but
Finally.
The Jets have made a good decision as well, I think.
Well,
he's young, he's only 21.
Of course he is. He's got a long way to go. I don't think the Jets are particularly expecting anything from this season, even though the AFC East is so open at the moment. But the Browns have this opportunity to now win again. Like they've got the Raiders this coming week, and the Raiders are slight favourites at 5-7. But I don't know why particularly, because the Browns have enough to do Oakland.
Yeah, Raiders have been in every game. They're not getting blown away, but the Browns legitimately are a decent team, so I would not shy away from backing the Browns anymore.
13-10 to win the Browns.
Oh,
You
on
fancy
the road.
it? Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
What else happened in week 3, Ben? One of the weirdest things of the week, I would say, is the fact that the Miami Dolphins are 3-0.
Yeah, the Magic Dolphins. They are...
Magic Dolphins?
I don't know.
Yeah,
New
all right.
nickname.
I'll take it.
They do not excite me in any way, the Dolphins. I've watched them a couple of times. Their defense does look a little bit legitimate, though. Cameron Wake, got Robert Quinn.
Xavier Howard looks good.
Everyone's raving about Xavier Howard, aren't they? He had a great takeaway in like the deep ball to the end of the bottom left-hand corner of the end zone, and he just reached up and stole it away.
Yeah.
So he does look very good, but on offense, how many times they rushed the ball? They rushed the ball 11 times for 15 yards.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to get it done, especially when you're going into New England and games like this. Fair play, they've won, and they've schemed up a couple of really nice plays. I said schemed a lot so far today, but 2 end arounds like jet sweeps for touchdowns, one to the left, one to the right. So there's some invention there, and it's nice. And Ryan Tannehill's controlling the game really well. Controlling sounds horrible, but he is controlling the game really well. And they're a good team, but I can't see them go. They could make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you think they make the playoffs?
I hope not, because they don't excite me like
What
you.
about the
like you
division
say.
that they're in?
Well, we've already talked a little bit about the AFC East already, and it's so open. And we're going to talk more about the Dolphins with their matchup against the Patriots. Huge game early doors on Sunday night. But the Dolphins have every chance.
Yeah.
But I think the AFC is more open than I can remember it, to be honest. Usually it's Patriots, then everybody else. But you know that the Patriots are going to the big game. Now, Patriots are 1 and 2. They don't look particularly good. They never start particularly well.
No.
But
They're going to the playoffs still, aren't they?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean,
I think so. They're definitely going.
Well, they slipped down to 1 and 3, and then you start to build yourself a bit of a hole. I don't have the schedule right in front of me for the Patriots, but there are more and more good teams in the AFC, and there's going to be more and more competition, especially with teams like the Chiefs and the Jags, the Jags look terrible on Sunday, but the you see what I'm trying to say, and the AFC North as well, looking very, very strong.
AFC North is looking very strong.
Yeah, we will see.
And the West, you've got the Chiefs who are on fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are gonna want to take advantage of the Patriots playing so poorly.
Yeah, and it does open up everything, because even the Steelers, who are also the franchise team of the AFC, they're not exactly flying, so it is very open for a few teams to steal in.
Yeah, well, we shall see. What did you make of the Washington Redskins and their win against the Green Bay Packers, Benny?
They're surprising me this year. They're kind of legitimate, and I think they're actually very, very good. I think they're made for playoff football. They're made for winter football. They play outside. They're made for winter football. They've got a really good O-line. Peter ran for 100.
They play outside.
No, but then people have got to come to them and play
I
outside.
understand what you mean. It just sounds funny.
Yeah, they play outside.
Go on, sorry, I interrupted your flow.
So, Peterson, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. And it's not like there's some holes there, but he's like jump cutting around, and then he's got speed to burn. I don't know where he's come from. He's 33, but he's burning people around the outside. He's stiff arming through the middle. Anytime someone comes to tackle him, he's the one who's going forwards. It's like the old Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Alex Smith is looking good. He had an off week last week, but you kind of know what you're going to get in this game. It was 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but there was 1 deep ball to Richardson, which he claimed 46 yards for a touchdown, and everything else was he used to tight end well. They were the leading receivers, actually. They had 6 receptions between them, 70 yards and 65 yards, respectively. So there's a lot of control, and then they can pop it over the top, and then they can use it. Peterson to kind of control the game again. Alex Smith gets controlled a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the Redskins are.
Do you think that the Redskins now can kick on and be a force to be reckoned with?
Yes, if one man who had a big game this week, Jonathan Allen, big defensive end, first round pick last year, didn't get up to much, 2 sacks this game. If he can become a bit of a wrecking ball, then that just opens the game up, doesn't it? Like, you know what it's like if you can get someone big who's causing trouble. You see it with the Bears issue. Put Mac on that team, suddenly stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
But what about this division? Do you think that they can cause an upset in this division? Because no one really knows what's happening there.
No, the NFL seems to have gone crazy in week 3, right? Like every storyline that you were starting to write, you were just getting in with the Bills being terrible, with the Browns not being able to win again, with the the Lions being awful, those kind of things. There's been things that have just thrown it up, and the Redskins are another one of those teams where we just don't know what we're getting yet. And that whole division is confusing, and I don't understand it, Ben, and I think we're going to need another week to work out exactly who everybody is there and work out some sort of pecking order. Yeah. Who do you think? Who's going to come top?
In the East?
In the East.
I'll put the Redskins up there. I'll put the Eagles up there as well.
Yeah.
Cowboys look poorish.
No Giants.
Giants could be anything. I don't know about the Giants yet.
Eli Manning is so crucial for the New York Giants, isn't he? He's so important, and if he can get it together, and they've got a big game against the Saints this weekend, and if they can show something against the Saints, they can show something against anybody.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk very briefly about Patrick Mahomes, because he continues to go crazy.
Yeah.
3-0 for the Kansas City Chiefs now. They're the best scoring offense in terms of points in the NFL right now. Mahomes shows no sign of slowing down at all. Their Monday Night Football against their division rival, the Broncos. Is it going to stop? Is the magic going to stop for Patrick Mahomes this week?
No, he hasn't thrown an interception yet. The guy can do no wrong. 314 yards again this week. And now he's Kels. He's got Kels. He's got Watkins. He's got... what's he called? Tariq Hill. How did I forget Hill? But that's the thing. They scored a minimum of 38 points every week. They're just on fire. The one thing is they can't really run the football. It's 44 yards again last week. So Kareem Hunt's 168 yards for the year, 3.2 average. My only concern is if Mahomes does go off the ball just even a little bit, and people kind of stop the passing game, can they run the football through big front sevens?
They're also 31st in passing defense, whereas the Broncos rank about 7th, I think, in passing attack. So there's a mismatch there, and if they can get it going, Denver, and every team has a lull, right?
Yeah.
They've got to go to Mile High, which is a tough place to play. There's a potential there for a little bit of an upset.
Bit of a shootout. Case Keenum loves throwing it as well. It could open up real early.
I think it has to be a bad day for the Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
But we shall see about that one. We'll come on to that one game in a little bit as well. But first, we've got a whole range of 6 p.m, 9 p.m. games to talk about on the Sunday night.
Well, let's talk about some Week 4 matchups, Thomas. We have the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots.
What, you're my mum calling me Thomas?
I know.
I like it.
6 o'clock on Sky Sports Action.
Yeah.
Dolphins at the Patriots. Not a game that typically excites me, but this could be a little sneaky matchup.
It's a weird one because the Dolphins are 3-0, and yet they're boring, and they're not getting the juices flowing, quite frankly. And the Patriots, on the flip side of that, are 1-2, coming off a stinking loss against the Detroit Lions.
And they were boring in that game.
Yeah, and the Patriots, for the first time in my fandom, look one-dimensional. They can't find... Well, they don't have any receivers. They have 3 wide receivers dressed for the Sunday game. Philip Dorsett, Chris Hogan, and Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yeah.
You know, all you've got to target is Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
He's your only option here. They're getting Sony Michel back at running back, the rookie running back, who could be exciting.
But do you think they're being very one-dimensional with him? They're used to like a real backfield, mismatched backfield. They seem to be pushing Michel, and he's not getting it done.
Yeah, I do. I just don't think that Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick, they know what they've got yet.
No.
And often we see this with the Patriots, that they take the first 4 weeks like it's pre-season and they work it out, and often they're 2-2. So they come out, they win this game, no problem with the Patriots. They lose this game, they're 1-3. The Dolphins are 4-0, and that's quite a way to climb back into the AFC East. To me, it seems like a huge game for the Dolphins, but a normal game for the Patriots. Does that make sense?
But what you just said, surely it's a big game for the Patriots, because they don't want to be making up the 3-game difference.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean though. So if the Dolphins win, it's absolutely huge. If the Patriots win, it's like, right, back to normal.
We can still get it done.
Let's go again. And you get Edelman back again next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah, his suspension finishes. He misses this game and then he's back.
So if Josh Gordon fits in like everyone hopes, and you get Edelman, suddenly you've got a whole new passing attack, haven't you?
Totally, yeah. But who knows what Josh Gordon is? You know, it's been so long since we saw that dynamic wide receiver that led the league in rushing, and led the league in receiving. Sorry, and we just don't know who he is right now. And it's a huge job to learn Belichick's playbook. Josh Gordon's shown that maybe he's not the most dedicated at off-the-field activities. I really am interested to see how that one will work out.
Yeah, I am too, but the Patriots are heavy favourites in this, 4-11 against the Dolphins at 53-20, a big outside shot. You Dolphins?
Well, the points is 6.5, so obviously giving that 6.5 to the Dolphins, I quite like that.
Do you?
Yeah, just to make it interesting. I think the Patriots will win, but I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. So I would give the 6.5 points to the Dolphins and back that at evens. To me, the points total is about 47. That's where the line is, and that's you can get that at 21-20. I think that's good value, to be honest.
Over under.
I would go under 47.
I'd go under as well.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring one, and potentially not the most exciting game, but it's going to be a grinding game.
Yeah, real grinder. I've actually got a cheeky Dolphins half-time, Patriots full-time, because I think the Patriots might struggle when they really turn it round, and that's at 71-10. That's big odds.
You like it, don't you?
I do like it. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go with that. Let's move on to another 6 p.m. game. One that tempts me more, and I'm kind of surprised that...
It tempts you?
That...
At all?
Yeah, no, that tempts me.
Yeah. But before the season...
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, sorry.
What I was going to say was, I'm surprised that the Sky haven't gone with this game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Chicago Bears. Two teams that are very, very interesting to me. Obviously, Ryan Fitzmagic, the magic's gone. They lost against the Steelers, and Ryan Fitzpatrick's done now, Ben. He's over.
He still threw 40 yards.
He still threw 3 interceptions in one quarter. So we're starting to maybe see what Ryan Fitzpatrick is, or are we not? Is he still the man for you?
Oh, he's the man for at least another couple of weeks because Winston's not getting a look in yet.
So Jameis Winston is officially available for selection at quarterback this week. Dirk Cutter has a decision to make. I don't think he does. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think he said that it's not directly to a camera, but he said that it's Fitzpatrick's team at the moment.
Yeah, he said he had to speak to Jameis in person and all this kind of stuff, but everything sounds like Fitzpatrick is going to be the man, and it would be ridiculous if they didn't. He's the first passer in NFL history, Ben, to eclipse 400 yards in three straight games.
Nice little legacy he's leaving behind, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves a little record. So they got a 2-1 record, the Bucks.
Yeah.
So
the Bears.
So are the Bears, and it's at Soldier Field in Chicago. Ben, how do you see this one going?
I like to think that this will be good for the Bears. I know they've got a big passing attack, the Buccaneers, but I think that Bears defense has a chance for the Bears to prove what they are. It's both teams' chance really, because if they get to 3-1 in their respective divisions, and they've both got a chance to kind of make it big time, make it to the playoffs. But I think the Bears need to prove themselves now. A big offense coming in, can they shut them down?
I've been thinking about this game quite a lot. Which is weird. Obviously not doing too much work. And I've been going from Bears are definitely going to win this one too. I fancy the Bucks in this one.
Yeah.
I think, I'm kind of in the middle because I feel like the Bears defense is so good, and yet Mitchell Trubisky is not there yet.
No.
He's overthrowing passes, pass catches. Allen Robinson, he missed on a touchdown opportunity the other day. Taylor Gabriel as well was in the end zone. And he's not quite there. He's not taken the leap that we've seen with Mahomes or somebody like that. Yeah. So I don't know if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays as well as he can. I don't know whether Mitch Trubisky and the Chicago offense can keep pace.
That's the issue. If they go out hot, then they could blow the Bears away. But if the Bears can work the running game, get Howard involved, maybe a little cheeky Howard anytime touchdown this game, get Tariq Cohen a little bit more involved, and get out to a lead, then the Bucks have to force a few more things. But if the Bucks go out hot, like they have done a few games, especially the first couple of weeks, it'd be hard to keep pace with, because I agree, I don't think Trubisky's quite got it in him.
So if we're going with that, and I'm thinking it's going to be quite a low scoring one.
Yeah.
You can get under 43 points at 13-8. So
it's not bad. Under 47 at 19-20 is going to be a bit safer, but I think it's going to be a lower scoring game.
Yeah, definitely. And if you do fancy Tampa Bay in this one, they're underdogs again at 27-20. Are you sticking with the Bears?
Sticking with the Bears. Bears half-time, full-time, 23-18. If you want to enhance the odds against the 7-10. Yeah, but you just get greater odds. If the Bears go out quick, I'm not sure the Bucks are going to go turn it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, half-time, full-time. Bears 7-10 outright.
Yeah.
I like the Bears.
Yeah,
well, I've got a field goal to be missed, 11-10.
Oh,
I like that for this because both missed the field goal last week. The Bucks notoriously bad.
Just to miss one field goal.
Yeah,
11-10.
I like those odds.
Get on it.
Moving on to the last 6 o'clock game we've chosen, which is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Atlanta Falcons. This for me is a good game. I think this could be a corker.
I should hope so. That's why we picked it.
Yeah, Bengals quite big outside favourites here. Not outside favourites. Outside challengers. What do you call them?
Should we start this one again?
No. 2-1.
Yeah, start that again.
Outsiders.
Outsiders. Yeah. Fair enough. Go on. Sorry, Ben.
That's all right.
Start again. Right.
Okay, let's move on to the last of the 6 o'clock games on Sunday, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals at the Atlanta Falcons. Bengals quite big outsiders in this game. You get them at 2-1. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel like, hey, you're going to make me spit everywhere in my excitement of the Cincinnati Bengals. I feel fine about that because every time I see the Atlanta Falcons, I'm picking them.
You're picking them every time?
Yeah, because to me they are ridiculously. I don't know how they can be 1 and 2. At least twice.
Because their defense is banged up.
They've got 3. Yes, admittedly they've got 3 players out on defense, but their passing attack is so good. They've got so many options. I just feel like every time the offense comes on the field, they're going to score. They're sorting out the red zone problems.
They've sorted out in a big way, haven't they?
Matty Ice is back to where he should be. I think he picked up about 45 points or so on fantasy football.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that because I have him.
But you also had Calvin Ridley, and what happened to him?
Oh, he went nuts.
I know.
He
You
went
watched
nuts.
him, didn't you?
He's on my bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Falcons to me, I just, especially at home, I just can't look past them.
Yeah, 7-15, big favourites.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they are deserving favourites, and I'm excited to see them play again. They both of their losses have come by one score, and now that they're just rolling, I don't think the Bengals are going to be able to keep up. I think this one will be a bit of a shootout, and Andy Dalton just doesn't have it for me.
I think he could have it, but I'm not sure if AJ Green's going to be fit. Or I think he'll play by the sounds of the press conferences and that kind of stuff. But he's not fully fit, and that's big. Tyler Boyd has stepped up. John Ross is obviously a good deep threat, but they missed Joe Mixon as well on the offense. And I think that's a big miss for them. Like, when the first couple of games, he looked great, and he could not only run the ball, he could receive the ball at the backfield. And one of those missing, let alone both of those missing, is big trouble for the Bengals.
Yeah, Tyler Eifert coming back. He's had 74 yards from 6 passes on Sunday, and it's good. It's good to see Tyler Eifert coming back because if you remember, he got injured in the Pro Bowl, which is such a stupid place to get injured, and has been set back 2 years.
Yeah.
And he was so important for Cincinnati back when they were really a challenger for the AFC. So it's nice to see him coming back, and he's getting more and more action. I'd like him anytime touchdown scorer. That would make me happy. But when it comes down to it, Ben, I'm going to take the Falcons. The point spread is minus 6.5 on the Falcons, and I would take that. At 21-20, that's it for me. The Falcons are going to win by at least a touchdown.
They're going to score points, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've got them over 27.5 at 10-11. I think that's a good bet.
Yeah.
And over 54 in total points for the whole game, both Bengals and Falcons, at 13-10 over 54.
So you think that the Bengals are going to keep pace a little bit?
Yeah, they're not going to roll over. They've got too much, and Andy Dalton's playing well this season. They won't roll over. They'll score some points.
I could see this being a whitewash.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
I think the bolt, let's say 35-10.
No, the Bengals will score at least 20 points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll have a side bet on that.
I like Coleman at anytime touchdown scorer as well.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to grow it. He didn't have a bit of a poor game last week, but did score a touchdown. Rushed really well the week before. Excuse me. So I think Coleman like anytime touchdown scorer.
Alright, very nice. Let's move on to Sky Sports later game, the 9:25 p.m. Sky Sports action. The New Orleans Saints against the New York Giants. And another team, the New York Giants, who don't quite have an identity yet, Ben.
No, it's kind of the Giants at home, and they're 13-8. That says a lot about the Giants. Nobody knows what they are. They've got some great playmakers, but they don't know how to get them the ball. Like Saquon Barkley makes big rushes, and then suddenly the next 5-6 rushes he'll average 1 or 2 yards. So they can't get anything going. And Beckham has a big game, then not a lot. Defense, nobody really knows what's happening there. Their right tackle's a massive issue. So I don't trust the Giants as far as I can throw them.
Coming up against New Orleans Saints, who are obvious favourites at 4-7 in this one. They come off a 43-37 overtime win against the Falcons. And Drew Brees, who seems to have found a little bit of form, he surpassed Brett Favre's record for total completions, which he'll be looking onto the next record, and he's still gunning for more and more yards, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down.
No,
Drew Brees, and he's got so many weapons with Kamara, Michael Thomas, all of these guys. Jimmy Graham, who we still haven't seen. I don't know if you remember, but early on, I think in the week one predictions. Oh, that's Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I'm getting too excited.
They've got old man Ben Watson.
I was about to admit how high I was on Jimmy Graham, and he hasn't done anything. Ben Watson, sorry, who again
slotting into the system quite nicely.
It was like he rewound the clock the other day. So Drew Brees is starting to see the best of his surrounding talent as well, and the Saints defense still hasn't quite got there, but it's got a chance to get healthy against Eli Manning because Manning doesn't let the ball go particularly quickly.
Yeah.
They've got a chance to really rush the passer in this one, and I feel like Manning is going to get a lot of pressure.
I still don't trust the Saints defence. I think it's going to be a shootout again. Over 50 points, 24 to 25. I'd have some of that. I think the Giants will score points again. I think they've got too many weapons, and I don't trust the Saints to shut that down in any way.
What do you make of the point spread? It's only 3.5 points in favour of New Orleans. To me, that doesn't seem enough.
No, I'd take them over that.
Yeah.
Like 6.5.
Yeah. Shall I tell you what 6.5 is
tell me
right
what
now?
6.5 is.
Oh, you're putting me under pressure. 6.5, 5 to 4.
Oh, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, definitely take that.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that the Saints are the one in this game. I can't see past them. Having said that, I couldn't see past the Patriots against the Lions. So what do I know?
No, you don't know a lot to be fair. But we try.
If you were to, who is the shining light for New York? Who's going to make it happen? Saquon.
It's got to be
Odell?
Saquon, really, because Odell's too reliant on Eli Manning to step. It's Eli Manning, really.
Yeah.
But Barkley could make it happen by himself if he can really get churning on the ground. Then that can turn the game.
Yeah.
And he has proven he can bounce out of holes and make some big plays. A couple of those, and suddenly the game's in his head.
So that one is the 9:25 on Sky Sports action. Looking ahead to Sunday Night Football, which is actually Monday morning. 1:20 a.m. on Sky Sports.
Gets you every time, that, doesn't
it? Really does, yeah. The Baltimore. It's because I write it in my notes and I just confuse myself. Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, very intriguing AFC North battle.
Yeah.
Here, Ben. Who's coming out on top? We've got the Ravens at 23-15. Steelers slight favourites at 4-6. But who do you fancy?
I do see it as a bit of a toss-up in this. I think they're two evenly matched teams. Two teams that maybe haven't quite got it fully going. I think the Ravens are better than everyone thought, and the Steelers are a little bit worse, which makes this quite an even matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I would back the Steelers at home to win, but with the odds of the Ravens a little bit longer, I wouldn't be afraid to have a punt on the Ravens to win.
You can have Ravens +3, obviously at evens there, and I think it's going to be really close. Do you think it's going to be high scoring, or do you think it's going to be quite a cagey, low scoring affair?
I don't know. I'm middle of the ground. It doesn't really help anyone. I've got over 26.5 Steelers points at 4-5 because the Steelers just score points.
Yeah.
If they go behind, they'll throw the ball a lot and they'll score points.
I am telling you, it's going to be a big scoring game.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the Steelers are so bad on defence right now. They're giving away penalties for fun. They have 37 penalties through 3 games, which is outstanding. The second worst in NFL history, behind the 1998 Oakland Raiders, if you'll believe it.
Fact.
And I just don't see how the Steelers are going to stop the Ravens. And yet on the other side of that, Big Ben's thrown to 7 different passes this season already. He's making things happen. I think he had 353 yards and 3 touchdowns last game as well. So he's making things happen on his own. Big Ben's playing well. I just think it's going to be big scoring.
Yeah, there's a lot of playmakers there. They interchange the tight ends as well. So they've got a lot of weapons, and Ravens are a little bit undecided, but I'm going to put a bet out there because it just keeps spiting me. I've got Alex Collins in one of my fantasy football leagues, and Javarius Allen, Buck Allen, just scores a touchdown every week. So if you want a touchdown, take his anytime touchdown.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Javarius Allen.
Yeah, have it. He just does all the goal line work, gets all the praise, all the glory.
Fair enough. Let's move on to the Monday Night Football then, the last game of the week.
You staying up for this one?
Of course, always, always.
This is exciting.
It's one of the. I think they've saved the best till last, haven't they?
Big divisional game.
Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. Big divisional game, like you say, Ben. The Chiefs heavy favourites at 8-15 on this one. Is that the way you see it going?
It's hard to look past that. Broncos 19-10. That's massive odds, but the Chiefs have been on fire. They've scored 38 points at minimum every single game.
Mile High in Denver is such a hard place to go.
Yeah.
19-10 seems a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah, but that was when Akil Talib was there, and they've got Von Miller, who looks good, but who did they draft first round this year?
Oh, you put me under pressure, and I can't tell you off the top of my head.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm going to find out for you.
Find out for you.
You have to fill.
Defensive ends. Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Not Nick Chubb.
Who's Nick Chubb?
The running back. It's still called
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb.
There we go. Goodness me.
Oh dear. He hasn't quite lived up to expectations in the
Current
regular
season.
He did well in pre-seasons, but That defense isn't so. I'm not sold on it yet, and I am very much sold on the Chiefs' offense.
Yeah.
So I think I'll light it up over 54.5 points because I think that could happen because I think Case Keenum loves a shootout. If they go behind, he'll just start throwing it. 5 to 6. I think it's gonna be a lot of points.
Yeah, I just can't see. I can't see how it won't be a lot of points. I've read recently that the fans aren't particularly happy in Denver with Case Keenum, and there's been calls to put in the backup, Chad Kelly. I think Keenum's been okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't set the world alight, but I mean, Denver, be careful what you wish for. You know, last season was an absolute dross at quarterback, and you know he doesn't have a huge amount around him. Case Keenum. There's a couple of like Manny Sanders, a couple of older legends, but they're not. It's not like you've got Kamara and Odell Beckham and Michael Thomas to play with.
It's a little bit different, isn't it? And they're relying on Philip Lindsay, I think, and Freeman at the backfield. If those two can really get it going, that'll take a lot of pressure off Case Keenum. I know Dalvin Cook went down last year, but he got a lot of support from Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon. So the running game can get hot. He's going to do a job for you, Case Keenum. He'll win you some games.
Yeah.
This Case Keenum we've got now.
He will win you some games, but not this one, and that's why I fancy the Chiefs. Minus 6.5 at 6 to 5.
Yeah.
That's what
Chiefs points. So they're evens at 30.5 points. I think that's great odds. Over 30.5 points evens.
For just the Chiefs?
Just the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's what the minimum of 38, 42, 38.
That's what they're doing. Mahomes isn't going to slow down in this one. It's a big divisional rivalry. They're going to want to set their stall out, lead the AFC West by a million miles, and this is the game. Mahomes, another big game.
Yeah, they still need to start running the ball better than the Chiefs, but this game, Chiefs.
Well, Ben, a feast of Week 4 action. It would be remiss of us not to look back at our Oddschecker treble from Week 3, and
flew in, didn't it?
It did not.
Oh.
No, I mean one of us did very well.
Well, for once.
I had the Rams minus 7 points, and that came in. But Ben, you went for the Bengals, and they got drubbing.
By 10.
Got drubbing by Carolina Panthers, and our producer Tom went for the Eagles minus 7 as well.
Lessons learned though: never pick the away team.
Have you learned that lesson for this week?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. Let's have a look then at the Oddschecker treble for this week. We're going to start with me because I was correct last time.
You go for it. Put yourself on this pedestal.
Yeah, so I am going, I've already hyped them up on this video, so I'm going for the Cleveland Browns to get back up there.
Get on the street.
They're going to be on a positive ratio for the first time ever. Because it'll be 2-1 and 1, won't they, if they win this one?
True.
So the Browns to beat the Oakland Raiders, that's at 13 to 10 on the road. I like it. Ben, you?
I've chosen the Lions on the road. Haven't learned any lessons. 7 to 5. Cowboys don't trust as far as I can throw them either. So I'm happy to take the Lions. I think they've turned around a little bit. Little corners turned.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Tom, our producer, he's 1 and 1 at the moment in these picks. So Ben, just remember, you're the only one that
0-2.
is 0 and 2. That's quite embarrassing. Tom's gone for Falcons at minus 5 points. Now, totaling that all together gives you
10 to 11, by the way.
That gives you 10 to 11. Yes, very good. Thank you, Ben.
Right.
Putting that all together gives you a best price of 10 to 1
Juicy.
on Oddschecker. So make sure, if you fancy that, because we've done so well so far, make sure you get on Oddschecker, put that one in. It's going to come in. I'm feeling good.
You will hear about it when it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. You won't ever not hear about it. We'll live on that one forever. Good luck to you if you're going to bet with that one. I'm certainly going to have a little go on that.
Fancy it.
Thank you very much for watching. To check out all the odds, go to oddschecker.com. We'll be back next week reviewing Week 4 and looking ahead to Week 5. So make sure you join us then. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Thomas.
And we'll see you soon. Cheers.